Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties, and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. My name is Bill Horan, along with my co-host, Nassau Community College student, Mike DeMarco.
Bill, today we're about to get buzzed, and I'm not talking about getting drunk or tipsy. Today you're going to meet a brand new, unique business here in Nassau County called Buzzed Express Coffee.
I love that name, and I love coffee. So let's learn more by talking to our guest, Gregory Camarda, the co-owner, president, and CEO of Buzzed Express Coffee, located at 1799 Bellmore Avenue in North Bellmore. Greg, welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
First of all, tell us about yourself and your love of coffee.
Oh, man. I'm Greg Camarda, from Massapequa, New York, born and raised. Went to Massapequa High School. Have always loved coffee. As a little kid, I would always steal my mom's decaf Dunkin'.
You were the one.
I was the one. I would steal it from her, and she'd always get mad at me. So I always liked coffee. It wasn't until about college where coffee was really important.
Kept you awake so you could pass your courses.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Essays, tests, stuff like that. So I really started to like coffee back then. Fast forward a few years, I had worked for my dad. He's a financial advisor. So I worked there for, 4 or 5 years. Didn't like it anymore. It wasn't for me. I didn't like the numbers thing. So I worked at a coffee shop, and just the interaction with people was really cool. Making drinks is fun. It's not a difficult job. We're not doing rocket science. So the interaction with people was really awesome, and I liked it. And I thought, after college, what would be, something I would like to do. And I kind of came up with the idea with my dad, my brother, and some other people for the idea of Buzzed being a double drive-through. So here we are today, and making coffee.
This is always so nice to hear because you get to do what you love.
Yep.
You're doing it with people you like. I'm not going to say love because I don't know all your customers and et cetera, but you can see you enjoy what you're doing. You're happy in doing it. Apparently the financial world wasn't for you.
Nope.
And that's the smartest thing. So many of us go to school to be an accountant and we stay with it for 20 years and then we think, wait, I really don't like this. And you learned quickly what you like. You got a cool orange sweatshirt with the name of your company buzzed on it. This is really great. And delicious coffee because you're kind enough to bring us some.
Thank you.
And really good coffee.
Yeah, the coffee's already working. So now, especially when the market is so crowded with the big guys, Starbucks and Dunkin', did you find it intimidating at all, like starting up your own coffee shop, or how that would fit into the bigger picture?
That's a fantastic question. So yes and no. So there's always going to be a Starbucks. There's always going to be a Dunkin'. There's always going to be a 7-Eleven selling, cheap coffee. There's always going to be someone who's going to be competitive with you. I wouldn't say that deterred us. I think our model is solid. There's obviously some kinks we have to work out. We're 3 months in, so it's not like we're refurbished. So we're still figuring some things out, but I would say going up against a company like Starbucks, going up against a company like Dunkin', it wasn't really scary to me because I feel our coffee and our product is better, and I think our competitive advantage of having the 2 drive-through lanes and the express aspect of our business is enough to lure people in to come and grab a cup of coffee quickly. So I think we have a massive competitive advantage there that people will only, soon to come to learn. So
actually, that sounds very smart because if you're waiting online, if you see 2 lines, it's a lot easier and it's going to move faster.
Yeah.
And your full name of the company is Buzzed Express Coffee.
Yes.
So we want to get that in there because that's a big part of your image.
Yep.
Without trying to sound like a commercial, but we do want to put the spotlight on you because you're our guest today. Tell us about how the ideas came about when you opened. I know you said you love coffee, but why not ice cream or donuts on a stick or something?
Well, coffee's everyone loves coffee. Coffee is a addictive drug
Good.
that everyone loves.
It's true.
So I think the commodity aspect of it, the fact that Starbucks is such a big company, the fact that there's such a massive need for it, it tastes great to me, maybe not some other people. But we felt like, especially in Long Island from what we've seen, just a sidetrack, me and my brother, big Starbucks guys, I still like Starbucks. We would go to the drive-thru and we wait in line, and there's only one lane. So we wait in line for 15, 20 minutes for a cup of coffee because the line was huge. And we were like, there's got to be something.
A better way.
There's got to be a better way. So me, my brother, my dad actually doesn't drink coffee. He's has a lot of good ideas. But we came up with that idea because we were waiting for so long at Starbucks or having to get out of our car to go pick it up in store. And we were like, there's no way that these huge companies haven't figured out, something by now. I've completely lost track of the question. What was the question?
No, you answered it. And
Okay.
That was so good because it's often a very small point that changes the whole aspect of a business. And having 2 express lanes to get, and the name of your business is Buzzed Express Coffee. So that's what people want in the morning. I mean, you're waiting. I look at it, sometimes I see the line at a McDonald's and I'm saying, why would they wait? I pull the car over and jump in, run out.
Yep.
I can see why they wait. You might have a baby. Maybe you didn't get dressed that morning, whatever, with you. But I think you found a magic formula that I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing these expanding around Long Island.
We sure hope to. We definitely want a lot more in the near future. Obviously, we took over an old dairy barn. There's a lot of those that are kind of run down. We're pretty familiar. We know the owner of the properties pretty well. So that's
He
a little
probably
bit.
loves you guys
Yeah,
now.
it's a she, but it's a good thing to have. So if we ever want another one, or just being able to have somebody that we can just get a new another property, maybe at the snap of your finger. I'm exaggerating, but
No, that's why you have to think. That's the entrepreneur's view, right?
Well, I was gonna say, is it almost fate? You wanted to have you had this concept of having 2 drive-through lanes, to speed up the process of being able to get your coffee sooner. And then here's this dairy barn, which we all know dairy barns have that 2 entrance lane system.
Yeah.
Did the concept sort of like come with the available location, or were you sort of looking for a space where you could facilitate that? Like if you couldn't get a dairy barn, would you find a way to actually set that up elsewhere?
So yes, to answer your question, seeing the dairy barns was a part of that, of the model. We were like, oh, that would be a good thing to take on. Not sure if you guys know this. This is good for anybody to learn. But there's a town law. It varies by town. It's called stacking. So if you see like a Wendy's or McDonald's or Starbucks, the drive-through lane itself, it has to hold a certain amount of cars before there's spillover into the street. They call it stacking. So what happened was, we have 2 other locations, one in Selden, one in Northport. The town wouldn't allow us to do our full Buzz Express coffee model there because there's 2 lanes, and the 2 lanes need to hold 12 cars each. So the town, like one of the lanes was able to hold 8, the other was able to hold like 5. So they wouldn't allow us because each lane had to hold a certain amount of cars. So the town of Hempstead allowed us to do our model. We never ever have spillover into the street because we're getting people in and out so quickly. But that was something that we learned. But it did have something to do with seeing a dairy barn and figuring out how we could do it. I mean, otherwise we would have had to got a huge property and built out the lanes so that we'd be able to fit all these cars. So it probably would have been a nightmare and very expensive, but I think it was really good that we founded the dairy barn.
That's good from many points, both for you and for the town, because if it spills over, and if you're one of those houses down the block, you got cars in front of your driveway, you're trying to get out, get your son and daughter to school, get to work, to the train. And that makes a lot of sense. But again, even more so for you guys, because now you've got the 2 lanes going.
Yep.
And kind of that led to some great innovation and probably made it a lot easier for people who don't want to be sitting for 8 or 12 or 15 minutes to get their coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what's great about it is the product is in the name. Self-explanatory. But before we continue, I just want to add that you are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Mike DeMarco, along with Bill Horan, and today you are being introduced to a brand new, unique business here in Nassau County called Buzzed Express Coffee, by meeting our guest, Greg Camarda, the owner, president, and co-owner, president, and CEO of Buzzed Express Coffee, located at 1799 Bellmore Avenue in North Bellmore. Bill?
Greg, I remember years ago, and this probably predates everybody at this radio station, but there used to be a coffee commercial, and the guy was walking through Columbia picking out the finest beans. Juan something was his name, or the fictional name in there. How do you find the right beans? Do you actually go on business trips? Do companies come to you and say, our beans are better than Joe's beans, or you should buy them from the local supermarket?
Right. So what we did is we found, it took us a while, but we went to a bunch of different coffee shops, some in the city, some out here. We had some from LA ship us coffee to try it. We tried a bunch of coffee. We realized, saw what we liked, what we didn't like, and then we found a roaster here on Long Island on the North Shore. I can't say their name, confidential. I wish I could, but we found them. They're great. They roast all their coffee themselves. They're very specialty, so they take a lot of pride in their coffee, a lot of care in their coffee. They purchase all of the coffee from Brazil, Mexico, Ethiopia themselves. And they do the sourcing of the coffee. So what we did is we already liked their coffee. So we said, is there any way that we can develop blends for our coffee? So we have a decaf espresso, a espresso / cold brew is our espresso / cold brew blend, and then a drip coffee blend. So we have 3 blends, 3 different roasting degrees, different beans. So for example, like our espresso, it's a combination of Ethiopia, Brazil, and Mexican. So each blend has a different, origin of the different coffees and combination of them and roasting degrees, which is really cool. We kind of had them roast the coffee so we could try it in our machines. And then we tried it in the machines and they're like, oh, this doesn't taste good. This does taste good. So it was a lot of refining to figure out what we like the best. So this is the final product. I love it. This is my favorite coffee, not just because, it's ours, but because I help make it.
Is this a special blend we're drinking right now?
You can only get our blends from us. Our coffee is strictly, with
But
Buzz.
Are we drinking Super Blend number 1 or Buzz number 45?
We have the 3. This is our espresso / cold brew. So if you get an espresso or a cold brew, that's the same blend. If you get a drip coffee, it's one blend. If you get a decaf espresso, it's another blend.
Did you know all this, Mike, about coffees? I had no idea.
I love coffee. I'm a huge coffee fan. And one thing I'm so happy about that I see on your menu and you mentioned just now is that you have drip coffee. I think drip coffee is so delicious. And I remember I have this memory, I think the first time I really had drip coffee, I was in Hawaii somewhere. I know it sounds fancy, but they did a drip coffee at this coffee shop over there, and I thought it was great. And ever since then, I would always look out for it. And I've never seen any coffee shop, for the most part, on Long Island that does drip coffee. And not to mention even one that does it, express drive-through. So I think that's a rarity on its own. So I think you got some hot menu items here. Is there a most popular menu item or a favorite that people get usually?
If I was to choose, so cold brew is 1.
Yeah,
for sure. Cold brew is 1, drip coffee's 2. Food item is our bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. So our biscuits are really good. Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits are really good. Our cold brew flies. Even in the winter, which was wild, when we opened January, February, March, when it's still cold, it was still flying out the door, which was wild because we only sell cold brew as opposed to iced coffee. Also, there's a difference in the way it's made. If you guys want to know about it, I can explain it. But our cold brew is our only iced coffee, so I'm assuming that's why it's flying off the shelf. But that's got to be number one. Yeah.
How did you eat? I'm just wondering your background. When you went to school, did you study business? Or I'm going to guess, before you answer, I'm putting up my one finger to stop you from talking, but you are probably going to tell us you were a fine arts major and wanted to be a ballet dancer, and now you're making coffee and you're an entrepreneur.
So I went to school in Massachusetts, played baseball there. I was an athlete. I went for business.
You did? Okay.
Yep, I went for business. There was an entrepreneurship major, actually, which is awesome. I had a bunch of classes focused around entrepreneurship, which was really cool. We would just kind of study businesses. We would study people like, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and all these great CEOs. So I was learning about these businesses. I was learning about Starbucks, Howard Schultz, who's the CEO, who just came back recently.
He must be like your idol.
A little bit, yeah. He knows exactly what he's doing. Every time he comes back, Starbucks, does incredible things. Once again, I still love Starbucks, so I'm, they're my competition, but I have a love for them. But I was entrepreneurship major. I minored in business management.
So you are a business. I mean,
yeah.
This was your area. And
yep.
Now, if we go, we know we hear about the Patriots and Gillette Stadium, but if we go up around your college, are we going to see the buzzed baseball stadium or football stadium or basketball court?
Hopefully soon.
So, soon, okay.
Soon.
With that nice orange background. Yep. Orange is my favorite color. I love that.
There you go.
So
I should have brought you one.
Now, we understand that you also have an online ordering system. Now, how does that work?
Okay, so I'll explain the distinction between the two drive-thru lanes. So at Buzzed, there's 2 lanes.
Yes.
There's the bigger one, which is you go around further. There's a menu board, the old-fashioned way of ordering at a drive-thru. You go to McDonald's, you get an egg McMuffin or whatever. Our left lane, so the right lane is you go and you order, you place your order, there's somebody there, what can I get you? And then we have an app, BUZZ''D. So if you order on the app, you go on our left lane, and what you do is you pull up to the left. We have a sliding door, so I can, reach in there and give you your drink. But if you order on the app, you place a time, whatever the earliest time is, 10 minutes from now. You want a cold brew black. We make it. We put it in the fridge. You drive up. What's your name? We, give you your coffee. You're on your way. If you order on the app and you get, whatever drink you want, sometimes people get 4 or 5 things. And we have it ready for them as soon as they pull up. So you're in and off the property in 30 seconds most of the time, as opposed to being, waiting in line for 15 minutes.
After this show, you're going to have lines going down the block. If people say 30 seconds, I can't even make coffee at home in 30 seconds.
We have it literally 30 seconds. We have a lot of regulars who come who place orders on the app, and I love them. They know I love them. I think they love us if they're here all the time, but in and off, 30 seconds.
Mike, I don't know, and I remember this from years ago. The big companies, obviously they can do this, but they actually studied how long people want to wait. And I mean, like McDonald's would tell people they don't want to wait more than 19 seconds or so. I forget the exact number then, but it was quite a short time. And people, if they wait, let's say 25 seconds and the average is 19, they start to get a little ornery and upset and start voicing their opinions about the world.
Yep.
And I guess you've got it down, though, between the staff and the system, right?
Yeah, well, the drive-through, the order here lane, that's always going to take a little bit longer just because, if you don't have the app.
It's in real time.
Yeah, exactly. It's in real time. But if you order your drink for 15 minutes from now, we get our little sticker, we put it on the cup. We know you're coming at X time. We make you your drink. I know I'm right by the sliding door every day. So I'll see you coming up. I know you're coming. There's so many times where, we have one customer, Kim. She comes every morning, same time. I see her car. I know her car. I already have the cup waiting for her. So she's in and out literally 30 seconds, not even. But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get people to get in, get their coffee and get out as quickly as possible, because the waiting on Long Island for coffee for Starbucks and Dunkin' is just ridiculous to me.
I'm just thinking of your branding. When you started doing it, I don't know if you do a lot of advertising, but like if I was doing it for them, the motto would be, "We can't wait to get rid of you." And they pull in, pull out, but in their business, that's great.
Can't wait.
That's really good. And I'm sure people are happy they'd even tip you more if you could do it in 3 seconds or 2, whatever it is, because sometimes people are that busy. They have to get to the train, they have a baby, whatever.
Well, before we continue, I just want to add once again that you are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Mike DeMarco, along with Bill Horan, and today you are being introduced to a brand new, unique business here in Nassau County called Buzzed Express Coffee by meeting our guest, Gregory Camarda, the co-owner, president, and CEO of Buzzed Express Coffee, located at 1799 Bellmore Avenue in Bellmore. Now, what I gotta say, I really like the logo because it's really honest. So it's Buzzed Express Coffee. It says what you're getting. And also, you know what I like? They include the coffee cup. So most logos, you get something like Starbucks. I don't know, what is that? What is that lady? Dunkin'.
They call it a siren.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I guess she's luring you in to get some coffee. There's a place in the city. It's like I think there's other places in the city. There's like a Gregory's Coffee, and it's like a guy's face with glasses.
It's Gregory.
It's
him. Yeah.
So, but here it's like you're getting coffee. You're coming here and get coffee, and I like it's got a little lightning bolt through the cup. It says It says exactly what it is. So I just got to compliment you on that. I think it's fantastic.
I didn't come up with it.
Who came up with it?
My girlfriend's friend Emily. She's a graphic designer.
Okay.
Her.
Well, let's give Emily a little credit. What's Emily's last name? Come on.
You're going to have to... Can I look it up?
You can do whatever you want, because we want to give Emily credit. She did a great job.
She's going to get the royalties.
This way, that's right.
I got to try and find...
She'll get a commercial. Maybe they'll have her on 90 Day Fiancé or one of those shows, and
let me see if
what have you. That's all right. We'll tell Emily we mean well, but we just forgot her last name. I see you have a full menu here, and one of the things actually great... Emily Murphy? Okay.
Emily Murphy, the artist.
All right, you now owe Greg something for that commercial, but you guys can work that out later on. Greg, what time is Buzz Coffee open from, and when to?
Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m., 5 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday, Sunday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Really? So people still want it that late in the... I mean, I would think you'd get a few, but I wouldn't think it would be busy that late.
No, we really don't. We want to be open for those people. A lot of times what happens is somebody going in for a night shift, like they work the graveyard shift or whatever, they'll come in and grab a cup of coffee. But obviously, our busy hours are 7 to 10 in the morning. We get a rush at noon, and then a rush after school comes out. So we generally don't really have people coming later, but we are open, in case somebody does want to stop by.
Now, you have an extensive menu here. Next to the coffee, what's the best seller, and how did you decide that we're going to venture a little bit over into this market?
Food-wise?
Either food or other drinks.
So, obviously, teas and coffee kind of go hand in hand, so we wanted to do teas. Like I said, cold brew's got to be our number one. Drip coffee's probably our number two. People love lemonade and our Arnold Palmer. We might get sued by old Arnold. Because of that name, but the Arnold Palmers are pretty popular. We have black tea, iced tea, peach iced tea. Obviously, the kids love the lemonade. We have hot chocolate. People love the hot chocolate. Aside from that, I would say our cinnamon coffee cake is probably
that's my weakness. Yeah,
our most popular. I should have brought you some. Everyone raves about it.
We'll have you back every year, because with this kind of menu, we need your food.
Exactly.
We've got to build up our weight.
But yeah, probably our cinnamon coffee cake, aside from like our bacon, egg, and cheese being our best seller, our cinnamon coffee cake is mean.
Now he's got me. Now he's got me thinking. All day I'm going to keep thinking of that cinnamon coffee.
Now, I see on your menu you have something called Rishi hot teas. What is Rishi tea?
So Rishi is our... that's who makes our teas.
Okay.
They're a tea company.
Oh.
They're very high quality, very specialty. Their tea is incredible. It really is. And I feel lucky to almost have it because it really is so good. Like we make a lot of our black teas with it, our peach teas, our hot teas. I'm trying to think of some other tea. Our hibiscus tea is really good. Nice. Hibiscus is like it's a blend of also our chai, but the hibiscus like a blend of like berries and some tea leaves. It's unbelievable. But Rishi is our tea brand.
Now, Greg, I see on your menu here, and this is something I kid my wife about because every day it seems I open the refrigerator and I have what used to come from cows, milk, plain old milk. It's white. That's what I put in my coffee, or excuse me, some Coffee Mate, something like that. She has something exotic, almond milk, coconut milk, watermelon milk, whatever else. You actually have 9 different options of milk. I would think that would make it tough for you, but do that many people, I guess they do, if you have the options, do people have that much of a variety to just make a cup of coffee?
Yeah. Yes.
Really
Put
do.
simply, yeah. We fly through a lot of milk with our lattes. People, almond milk, oat milk, not so much coconut milk, but coconut milk. Whole milk's obviously the big one, but right now oat milk OAT is flying. Everyone drinks it. Everyone loves it. I personally, not the biggest fan, but the alternative milks are big in, I guess, for the kids these days.
Well, it's what the market wants. But yeah. I remember once I was in a deli and people were ordering, the breakfast sandwiches and that. And then I just listened to a few when they ordered the coffee. And I have great admiration for the deli people because they'd go, give me a medium coffee, 1 dab of sugar, 2 squirts of milk, 1 flavored caramel or something. I thought, how does the poor guy know, that you don't mess this up? And the next one wants diet milk and diet coffee and equal, and don't put anything that's going to make me gain weight in there, and then give me a honey bun. And you wonder why.
Well, it's nice you have it on the menu, too, because I've seen most places, I've been with people who will order a specialty milk at a coffee shop, any name brand, and you really have to ask, what milk do you have? I have friends who can't, allergies or can't have certain things, but here it's straightforward, and I see you got a heck of a lot of flavors here. That is a variety. Oh my God.
I think we have like 32.
32 flavors.
I think it's 32, yeah.
We should have quizzed him to see how many he can remember without looking at the list.
I'm pretty sure it's 32. I think I counted the other day.
Forget about Baskin-Robbins flavors. You got the flavored coffee.
If he gets that wrong, he's got to bring us those cinnamon buns next time he comes. Greg, before we wrap up, we want our audience to know, tell us exactly where in Bellmore, what should they be looking for?
So it's on Bellmore Avenue, 1799 Bellmore Avenue, north of Sunrise. Right before the fork, Goddard School on your right. You've gone too far. We're right before there, but we're right on the corner. So if you guys ever see us, come stop by.
Beautiful. We want to thank our guest today, Gregory Camarda. He's the co-owner, the president, and the CEO of Buzzed Coffee, so he does everything. And if you don't like what he does, you go argue with him because he's got all those titles. As he said, they're located at 1799 Bellmore Avenue in North Bellmore. Gregory, thanks so much for being with us today and educating us on the coffee business.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
I'm Bill Horan. I'm here with Mike DeMarco. We thank you for listening to this week's special edition of My Hometown.
We'd like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to WHPC at ncc.edu. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.